So I get this comment a lot, and I had the same fear about the allowing. And I get this comment a lot, and I get it. But I'm here to let you know that allowing is not going to reinforce what you don't want, right? So usually people have this fear, and I had the same thing, that, oh, well, if you create our reality, if you give something attention, aren't you reinforcing it, right? If you're giving the attention, aren't you telling your body and your brain to wire that in, and then you have that problem forever because you keep giving it attention, right? So people, of course, they're like, well, no, I don't want to do that, so I don't like this, so I gotta say I don't like that. We don't want to be that, so let's get rid of it. Let's redirect. Let's forget about it. Let's not try to listen to this fucking alarm, right? No, I'm not here. I don't like this. No, let's try to avoid it, redirect it, distract from it, because I had the same fear. I get it. You don't want to do a method that might make it hardwired and stuck, and now you're really fucked. Now, oh my God, it's now in my DNA. Now I'm gonna get this what if thing to start to get in line, and it's gonna integrate, and now I'm fucked. Now I can't. So this is what I've learned, right? Because I used to distract and avoid certain things. When I did that, right, and you'll see it, try it. Keep distracting from the thoughts that you don't like, the what if thoughts, right? The thoughts of, oh, I'm gonna get MS. Oh, I need to have a hip replacement. Oh, I have cancer. Oh, this is gonna be, I need some surgery. Oh, I have, some sort of ALS. Oh, right. And I would distract myself. Or you're gonna die in the next couple of days. Oh, you're gonna suffer for the rest of your life. Oh, right, whatever it is. Or the sensation comes up, a thought, whatever it is. Right? Try to distract from it and see what happens. Because sometimes we need to do the wrong thing to feel how it works, to analyze and go, okay, I see how this, all right, so that you do the right thing after. So you need the contrast. Do the wrong thing, see, oh yeah, okay, this isn't working. So that you do the right thing. And the thing is, the right thing also might not feel like it's working. So keep that in mind too. It didn't half the time for me. It just brought the energy down a little bit, but I had to trust to keep going. This is like the main thing that most people in the mind-body space aren't talking about. I'll get back to that because I got a little rant about that. But notice when you distract and avoid thoughts because you don't want them, right? Because you're doing this. Get this out of here, right? I'm trying to get rid of it. I don't like feeling this thought. I don't like this sensation. So, of course, I'm going to try to stop it, distract from it. I don't see you. Oh, my God, I don't. When you do that, the alarm's screaming, okay? We don't like that alarm, so we try to ignore the alarm, right? We try to smash the alarm to turn it off, right? When we do that, what happens is that alarm magnifies and goes bigger until, if you keep distracting, everything in your life is surrounded by this alarm. So we know what you resist persists, right? So think of it this way. The more you resist something, the longer it stays there, and the more the brain's going to fight it because it's perceived as dangerous. You have that inner battle within you. The survival state goes up. It sends more alarms. It sends more of the shit that you don't want, and you keep fighting. So you're constantly battling, trying to get rid of this thing because the brain's there to support you. It's going to send the troops. It's going to send the tanks and go, we got to magnify that intruder. Where is it? Right? Because you're resisting it. You're avoiding it. You're distracting it. So what do you think will happen when you're constantly avoiding? What do you think is going to happen? Well, it's going to stay there. So this could be a person resisting weeks, months, years at a time, and no wonder why nothing changes. So how much attention do you think you're putting on something you're trying to get rid of, right? How many hours of attention are you giving it by trying to get rid of it? So wouldn't you rather do a method of allowing where, yes, you invite it in, right? You allow it to be there. You allow it to do its thing. And the goal is it's a form of exposure. The more you expose something, the more you let the energy out of it. And eventually the brain goes, okay, well, you know what? I'm bored of this. I'm not going to put any more attention to it. We neutralize it. We turn off the alarm. The thought stops coming. So when you allow something, yes, you might notice that symptoms go up a bit. You might feel a little bit worse. But you need that to happen. You're sitting in it. You allow it to do its thing. And what we're trying to do is we're letting that old program run its course. We're letting it die out. Let that fire die out. Right? Why are we adding gasoline to it all the time? Let it die out while we introduce this new program. Let the old alarm die out. The old program, by allowing it to do its thing, let it release that energy, and eventually, meh, right? Your brain turns into Aaron Neville. Not much. That may be all I need. No. So, a recap, right? You avoid, you distract, you get rid of what you don't want, but you put more attention to it, right? This is hours, months, years, right? More attention compared to allowing, exposing, extinguishing, neutralizing. Poof. It vaporizes and it's turned off. Gone, right? That might take a little bit of time, a little bit. But in the long term, it's gone. It's done. You've released it. So compare those two. Which one do you think you're putting more attention to? Which one? Exactly. That's why the allowing, it's a safe thing. It's there to neutralize. It's there so that you're not a fucking slave to these thoughts anymore. Eventually, you're going to be free. That's the goal. And you know what? This is the missing piece. The allowing, right? Using allowing to let the energy flow through you. Feel it in your body. Engage in life. Right? Nobody's talking about this. Only work with what the brain sends you on a platter. We don't have to do any digging. We're not resisting, because what you resist persists and things start to go. And you know what? Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about how to deal with the OCD elephant in the room. They're just avoiding it. They're literally avoiding it, and things go crazy. This is the universal law. This doesn't just work for symptoms. This works for relationships, business, anything in your life. What pisses me off, right? And I guess I shouldn't shit talk, but sometimes I can't help myself. I want to. I want to fucking let you guys know. Is I would say about 95% of these gurus that have all these followers that are giving you guys advice, half of it is bullshit. It's nonsense. There's that. The other half, right, have never been through what you're going through. Never been through it, right? They might have had one little thing, right? And to stay relevant, they steal from others and they act like they came up with it to stay relevant because they're needing their supply. And then there's the other section of people that are lying to you, right? First of all, I hate people that use your fear to make sales, and they're lying about it. I've covered this a couple of times, where they say you need to activate the vagus nerve or you're not on the road to recovery. If you don't do this, you will not recover, and I'll show you how, by buying my program. That's a complete lie. You don't need to activate your vagus nerve to recover. But they know this. But they're deciding, because they know once upon a time they used to get triggered, so they use fear campaigns to get your attention, to get you going down this rabbit hole. So they got you, and then you're going to pay for their program. So they know they're lying. They know it's all bullshit. But they're choosing to cross that line. Here's the line, right? You got to have some fucking morals. No, fuck no, I need a new pool. No, I need more money to pay for my anxiety pills. No, this is what we're doing, right? And then there's most of these people aren't recovered, but they're acting like they are, right? And they're telling you what to do, right? And you're buying their programs, but they're on medications, Or they're looking for the next fix solution because they're still trying to get rid of symptoms. So once you hear when you hear the truth, and I'm sure a lot of this truth is going to come out. The truth always comes out. And you're going to feel it in your gut, right? That's why I try to get people to be aware. Just be careful who you get advice from, right? Truth will come out eventually. But as soon as you hear about somebody, they're making money, a lot of money off this. They're also negative Nancy's. But they're on medications and they're dealing with symptoms. Everything they said, everything they're teaching goes right out the fucking window, right? Because I know as a person that's going through this journey, I want to work with somebody who's been through what I've been through, understands what it's like to deal with this second by second, and somebody who's fully recovered and went to the other side, right? Not somebody who keeps it a secret, lies about it, steals, right? Just to get your attention, to stay relevant, or to get your money. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against people making money, helping people. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start to lie to get more money, that to me is a snake, and I can't stand that, right? If you're offering something that you authentically believe people can benefit from, and you tell them, hey, listen, you're doing this and this and this. I know why you're stuck. It's because of this. I can help you with that. And here I got a program, right? You can join, blah, 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 right? I think that's ethical. They're authentically trying to help people, right? They're not being a snake. And if they become abundant and make lots of money, amazing. Good for them. Salute, right? Because you're doing the right thing. You're helping people. And you should get abundance. You should make some money. You should be able to pay your bills and live the life that you want. You have a purpose to help with the awakening. But then, and I'm seeing this more and more and more, there are people out there that are just doing it for their ego. And because they need an extension on the house, right? So they're going to lie to you. They know they can use your fear to get what they want. And that shit is horrible. You know what? I'm seeing it everywhere, and people are starting to realize that. And they're starting to see that half these people aren't even recovered. So be careful who you take advice from, right? And the best way to do it is just make the mistakes so that you know the contrast of what does work. That's how I did it. And I also kept people on the sidelines that fully recovered, that I could bug once in a while, right? Not 10 times a day. Once in a while, because your brain is always looking for evidence. It's like, this isn't cutting it. I don't have anybody. I can't, right? I had to have 2 or 3 people on the sidelines that I can go, hey, did you notice when this happens, this comes out? Is that okay? Did you know? Yeah, totally. That's what I felt. Oh my God, that's so true, right? We need people like that. Keep some people on the sidelines that fully recovered and overcame, that are there to keep you on this journey. Because the last thing I want for anybody is to quit. Please don't quit and start jumping ship and trying to heal the gut. That's a waste of time. This journey is going to take time. Shit's going to get worse on an ongoing basis, right? You're going to make exorcisms jealous. They're going to drive by your house 10 times. They're going to send you long texts. Oh my God, when you said that, when I'm so fucking, yeah, I'm feeling, oh my God. The allowing method might take some energy off the top of your alarm. It did for me, right? So I'm dealing with a what if thought, an anxiety, panic attack symptom that's coming up. I'm having a bit of a freak out. I got that energy right there, right? So what I would do was I would allow it to be there. I picture it passing through my chest and my throat. And you know what? I could feel some of that energy dissolve from like a 10 to a 7, right? But don't expect it to go away right away. You're still running a master survival state. That takes time to settle, right? So over time, when you keep allowing, engaging in your schedule, routine, in time, it will fully turn off and dissolve, and you'll have freedom. Trust me, it takes time. And yeah, you're going to feel like shit on a daily basis. Some days you're going to feel worse than you did the first day you started. Right? Symptoms are not an indicator that you're not moving forward. Don't analyze. Keep doing the work. Please don't quit. Just keep going. Trust me. You'll get there. And it took me 3 years. Because we're human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall off the path 1,000 times. We're trying our best. We're going to slowly build that leverage of indifference, which takes time. Right? But you keep gaining ground and moving forward slowly. Right? It's a lot of... You're... Right? You win. You win. You're the winner. You overcame. You're on the other side. Authentically. Fully. Right? There's no lying. There's no taking medications. You are fully... Symptoms are gone. You've made it. You did it. You stuck to the work. You were consistent. And you didn't fall off the path and stayed off the path. That's the thing. I'm worried that people are going to stay off the path and all of a sudden go, no, I got to heal my gut. No, I think that my mitochondria, I missed something there. No, it was my maybe it was, I have to detox. There's a metal that's stuck. They're stuck. All these metals are stuck. They're blocking. I can feel it. I think there's blockage. I can feel the blockage in my brain because of the metals. The metals, right? You can convince yourself of the bullshit information that's out there, right? You can feel it in your veins, in your body. You think, oh my God, I think there's toxins traveling through here and they're going up through here. Toxins, I can just feel it. I think there's a clump of toxins right here. Oh my God, and my cells, because I have the motherfucker gene, so my cells aren't detoxifying properly. Oh my God, so I need to help my system by doing a detox. All right, so the recap is, just because you're putting attention by allowing, you're not reinforcing it. You're allowing it to pass through by allowing the energy to finish off. The brain will turn that alarm off in time with repetition, of course. See, I was doing this 200 to 500 times a day. Have patience. And it will stop harassing you and stop hijacking your thoughts. You'll have freedom. Compared to ignoring it, distracting from it, it'll follow you around wherever you go for years and years and years. And how much attention you think you're spending on avoiding something for the rest of your life, right? It's like a cloud that follows you around everywhere, right? And be careful who you take advice from. Because I'm telling you, right? Word on the street, right? I would say 95% of some of these gurus that you follow are not recovered or on medication or lying to you, still have symptoms, still looking for that fix, right? But they're saying a total opposite. And some, right? Some of them don't even know what they're talking about because they never went through it, but they're stealing information from other YouTube channels and making it their own. So, right? That's okay. The truth always comes out. You can tell when someone's wired, right? When they're in that survival state and they're not there yet. They haven't overcame. You can just feel it because you've been there. You know. And then when you overcome, you can see the contrast, the difference. When you're in rest and digest, everything's just right? You're just flowing. And then your body glows and it acts like that, right? But when you're in survival, you know, you sound different, you feel different, you look different. Even though my mom liked it, then when I was in my survival weight was skinny, she's like, Helmut, you look good. I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm dying second by second. I don't look good. There's no way I look good. Look in the mirror, my face is like green and gray, right? I had no color. But Helmut, your weight is good. That is healthy. My mom assumed weight meant health, right? So I'm like, okay, thank you. Once you've been going through this journey, you know what it was like being in survival all the time. You know how you looked like, right? I remember, if you go back 3 years, I did a couple of videos or pictures. There's a couple of pictures where I looked like I was recovering, but I was still in survival. And you can see, right, the way I sounded, my voice, right? I was skinny. I was like, I look like I aged 20 fucking years, right? My vibration was very, right? Now it's like, fuck, All right, guys, have a good day. Get out there, get uncomfortable.